Does chicken and waffles sound like a weird combination? Don't knock it till you tried it. Here's how. You gotta try these cornmeal ricotta waffles. Start the waffles by mixing the dry ingredients. The cornmeal gives the waffles a good crunch and a little added texture. Next, mix the wet ingredients in a separate bowl. Use good quality vanilla. I like this vanilla paste, but use whatever you've got. Add the ricotta, mix well, and then add the melted butter. Add the wet into the dry and mix thoroughly. It will be quite thick. Preheat your waffle iron according to the manufacturer's directions and add a little cooking spray. Add as much batter as your directions say and cook them to desired doneness. I like them a little bit brown and crunchy. In the meantime, let's make the syrup. Use either maple syrup or honey. Add some Dijon for a little tang to take some of the sweetness out. And for a kick, add either cayenne or some hot sauce. Take your waffles out when they're done. Put them on a sheet pan. Put them in a 200-degree oven to keep them warm. Did I mention you should already be soaking your chicken in buttermilk? Soak it for at least a couple hours or even overnight. Also, set a little bit of buttermilk aside. Now make the dredge for the chicken and set up a frying station. Just before you're ready to fry, spoon out the amount of dredge that you need into a plate or shallow pan. Now take the buttermilk that we set aside and drizzle some over the flour. Only use about a tablespoon or so, depending on how much flour. We don't want the flour to be wet. We're just going for some craggy bits in the dry dredge. Now, mix it up with your fingers. Yep, there's no other way. Rub your fingers together to mix in the buttermilk. This makes small craggy bits. At first the bits will be larger, so keep rubbing to break them down. This may take 3 or 4 minutes. These craggy bits will stick to the chicken and make them really crispy when you fry them. I use this dredge on all kinds of fried food. Okay, here's what your dredge should look like when you're done. Now, to dredge the chicken, get a different draining rack to use only for the raw chicken. Then, drain as much buttermilk off the tenders as possible and lay it in the dredge. The key is to completely cover the chicken while pressing in the craggy bits. Really press them in. Now lay them on the rack and let them sit at least 10 minutes to allow the flour to adhere to the chicken. Now you have a clean draining rack, clean tongs, and a separate raw chicken rack. We're ready to fry. Make sure your oil is at 375. Shake off some loose flour and lower it into the fryer. If you have a probe thermometer, get it out now. The finished chicken should be at least 160. You can fry a few pieces at a time, just don't overcrowd your oil or it'll cool off too much. Remember not to use your raw chicken tongs on the cooked chicken. Get new ones. When the tenders are golden brown and up to temperature, pull them out and put them on the draining rack for a few minutes. Retrieve your warm waffles and put them on a plate. Top them with that crispy chicken. Don't forget that sweet and spicy syrup. And you're in for a southern treat, even though it originated in Harlem. Enjoy! See you next time on Kimberly in the Kitchen.